Asafotu! Asafotu!
Asafotufiami, the divisional firing of musketry festival, commemorates the historical battles and triumphs of the Ada people and their allies. Held annually during the first weekend of August, it showcases the rich cultural heritage and resilience of the Adas. Essentially a war festival that celebrates great victories like the Katamansa War of 1826 and the Adidome Toje War of 1865-66. The festival begins with a Thursday homecoming of Adas, symbolizing the return to Big Ada of the Asafu divisions after each battle. On Friday, symbolic fighters take part in a procession amid drumming, dancing, and the firing of muskets. A powerful symbol of Ada ingenuity is the mystery basket. According to tradition, this was used by a resourceful Asafotu or commander to fetch water from the river, thereby quenching the thirst of his battle-weary fighters who would otherwise have perished on their journey home. The climax of Asafotu is the Saturday Grand Durbar of the 10 clans of Ada, led by their chiefs dressed in rich kente or batakari battle dress. Women, who are active in some battles, beat drums as they participate in a march past of Ada bands and associations. But beyond the symbolism, can the fighting resistance be channeled towards development? Paramount Chief Dede Abraham Kabu Akwanku III emphasized education, health, youth development and infrastructure as modern-day battles for peace and development. The Paramount Chief was speaking through his representative Nene Chachu Pediato V, Asafotu of Kudragbe clan. Traditional governance plays a crucial role in local development. The Paramount Chief has chiefs in all towns and villages ensuring peace, unity and development. However, the absence of President Nana Akufo-Addo or his Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia at this year's event weakened the message on the NPP flag bearers' election campaign posters. Ada has been an NDC stronghold since former Head of State Flight Lieutenant J.J. Rawlings brought electricity and pipe-borne water to the area. As in many of Ghana's 275 constituencies, the current NDC MP, Comfort Doyo Kujogansa, faces challenges working with NPP-affiliated District Chief Executive Sarah Dubaki Pobe. The complexities of Ghana's electoral system, worsening sea erosion, inter-clan disputes over ownership of the Songor Salt Lagoon, and unsustainable youth unemployment threaten the area. It may take traditional ingenuity and cooperation between political parties to achieve lasting solutions. Welcome to Your Ghana, My Ghana on Graphic Online TV. I am Dede Amano Wilkes. Today we're exploring the significance of the Asafotufiami festival and its potential impact on development in the Ada area. Joining me is Nene Chachu Pediato V, the Asafotu of Kudragbe clan in the Ada traditional area. Welcome and thank you for joining us, Nene Pediato.
Thank you, Doc.
And I should say too that you are here speaking to us on behalf of the Paramount Chief of the Ada traditional area, Jeche Nene Abraham Kabu Akwanku III.
Yes.
Thank you for being his representative. First of all, can you please tell us something about the significance of the Asafotufiami festival and its history?
Thank you. The chiefs and people of Ada traditional area have just celebrated the 87th edition of the Ada Asafotufiam Festival. The Ada Asafotufiam Festival is a festival of firing of musketry. Now, it celebrates the victories of wars and battles won by our forebears some hundreds of years ago. What used to happen then was the struggle for sustenance and a place to establish your families, farming plots, and others. And we had various wars we fought with the people of various ethnic groups in Ghana. You remember the oath of allegiance. We always say the Katamaso, the Tojen, the Aveno, the Atidomi Hogba are very significant words fought by our forebears, and we always use them as we swear the oath. The background is that during those days, the Asafu companies of each of the various clans, we have 10 clans in Ada, will put together a group of war people to go for war or battle. And if they go to the war and they won, they are heralded back home. The men are carried shoulder high. The women will meet them at the outskirts with chants and songs of victories, and they celebrate their victories. So it was during one of these coming back to the traditional home, the normal celebration of the people who fought the wars and won, that culminated into the celebrating the victories won by our forebears. So that is how the Asafotu Fiam festival came about.
That explains the homecoming, which takes place on day one.
Correct.
But before we go into further about the battles we now face today, in this book, The Making of Ada, by C.O.C. Amate, you just said that the women wait to welcome them. He claims that women were in some of the battles.
Yes.
Can you tell
Only
us
a few of them.
Only a few.
And it calls for
the
bravery.
best ones, were they the ones?
Very brave and courageous ones.
Indeed.
I have one in my house now, about 115-year-old woman who used to fire. Yes.
That's incredible. I wish we knew. We would have brought her onto the show.
Yes, she used to fire the musketry for the father. The father took part in the 1826 Catamance War.
Is that so? That's
and we have a few of them in our house. Women can fire musketry.
Wonderful. That's a story that we need to tell in future.
Yes.
So let's talk about the battles. Now we no longer have those battles. And the other interesting thing I read in this book is how the making of Ada, how all those battles with the different ethnic groups, as you said, result in the Ada 10 clans being made up of all the different peoples of Ghana virtually. But the battles now, we're no longer fighting enemies. What are the battles we're fighting today?
Thank you. We thank God for no battles today. And we owe that to God, who has given us the peace that we continue to enjoy, and the leaders of Adan State, under the leadership of J.Chen and Abraham Kabwa Kwaku, who has been on the throne for 47 years now.
47 years.
Currently, he's the longest serving paramount chief in the entire Ghana.
No other paramount chief has served as long as that, 47 years.
Yes, please.
Congratulations.
And because of his leadership styles and leadership skills, we are able to enjoy peace in the Adan State till now. Today, we have different forms of wars we are battling with. The first has to do with education. We have issues of health. We have infrastructure. We have tourism and others. Today, we are ensuring that all our youth and children are able to be educated. Those who can make it to the universities, we allow them, we give them all the support they need. And those who are able to develop hands-on skills, so the vocational, the technical industry, and then the private ones, we develop them. Why? You can only support the development of your community if you are gainfully employed. If you can make an income to take care of your own self, that of your family, and then you can support the community in various ways. So the battle we are embarking on now is to ensure that the people of Ada are very well educated to the highest limits, so they can occupy various places of importance in society. As they work, they promote the people of Ada, and as they work, they are able to make returns so they can take care of themselves, their families, and then society. We cannot talk about development if we don't get people contributing their various resources towards that. And so, as long as we continue to battle with parents who are unable to take their children to school, it is a form of battle we continue to fight in Ada.
And arguably, Nene, the greatest battle facing Ghana today is the battle to find employment for the youth. One thing I've been noticing at Asafotufiami over the last, let's say, decades, is that the music is getting louder and louder. Not the traditional music. After the main Durbar, that seems to be getting pushed out, the traditional music, by the big sound boxes, high decibel sound boxes coming from Accra, entertainment companies bringing them. The center of Adan is you cannot sleep at night. I think it's 5 days of all-night party. But does it say something about the condition of the youth today? There's only so much employment that can be given to them during this Asafotufiami period, the 1 week period. But is this a sign of their frustration that the music gets louder and louder and louder? The jobs seem not to get more plentiful. How do you see this problem?
Well, thank you. The Adan Asafotufiami Festival is an annual event. We are aware a lot of the youth save towards the celebration of the festival. So they put together money to come and spend during the 5 days. And they usually come along with their friends and loved ones. So you will see a heightened number of the youth participating in those programs. But actually, yes, for the youth of Adan, those who are educated are able to be absorbed into the mainstream employment sectors of Ghana. So the teaching, the nursing, the other formal sectors, we have a lot of Adan youth there. Those who are also able to develop themselves with skills, entrepreneurship, are able to establish themselves. So we have a lot of dressmakers, we have a lot of carpenters, masons, and the like. So these people are gainfully employed, and they save a lot of money towards the celebration of the festival. Yes, it's also right that we have a few of the people who are not in any way gainfully employed, and they try to, in a way, come to join their colleagues to celebrate. And we want to say that during the celebration of the festival, these few are able to establish contacts. There is interconnectivity. People are there purposely to seek opportunity to have themselves established or connected to other friends and loved ones who are working elsewhere. So their lives can be changed from being a little dependent to become self-independent. So it is not a way of expressing their frustration. Rather, they save towards coming to celebrate. They also save towards coming to spend some money. So the people in Adan who do the petty trading, clothing, and others will also make some income, which is a form of benefit of the festival celebration. So the connectivity is one key thing the youth come to do during the celebration. And we want to encourage them to continue to come, connect with friends and loved ones, make sure their lives are improved. They get employment opportunities through their friends and loved ones, and even the adults. So the people of Adan can be located a little high on the ladder of employment in Ghana.
So you believe that the festival does impact on the local economy?
It does greatly, because if you come to Adan just before the festival, say 4 weeks before then, you can tell that we don't have the number of shirts we erect to sell, a number of items, clothing, various artifacts, ornaments, and food and drinks are on the high side. So yes, the celebration of the festival brings a lot of income to the people of Adan. Everybody is trying to sell something, to make some money. By the end of the 5 or 7 days, they should have a lot of money to be able to turn around their fortunes in life.
But for a temporary period. So thinking about a more sustainable model, it was interesting to note that the president, Akufo-Addo, he wasn't able to come to Asafotufiami this year, although he came last year. However, he was present at the Homowo Festival in Accra recently. I should think for very good reason, since the First Lady is Ga herself. But he said something interesting there, that the traditional chiefs should have a much bigger role in Ghana's development. And this is the question I wanted to explore with you, because it does seem that a lot of people think that not much is happening in terms of development. And the chiefs, there's a limit to how much they contribute to the modern, if we can call it modern governance of the country as represented by the political parties, which in many people's views appear to be often at loggerheads and not working together, not collaborating to develop this country. Is there something to be said? Is there a role for the traditional chiefs in bringing together, in working together with the two main parties and the other smaller parties to bring about a more sustainable, inclusive model of governance?
Yes, there is. First of all, the Jeche of the Adan traditional area in Abraham Kabakwaku has 10 clans under him. Now, of these 10 clans, we have the senior divisional chiefs, Asafotufiami.
Including yourself.
Yes,
You're a
please.
senior divisional chief.
Yes, please.
Asafotufiami.
Then you have the divisional chiefs, the Wechoyi. Then you have the other towns and village chiefs who are tasked to ensure that there is peace and development and unity within those communities. Before the coming in of the political governance in Ghana, the chiefs and the people have a relationship to see towards development, peace and unity of their various communities. Until date, Jeche and his chiefs are ensuring that this kind of traditional governance continues in our various towns and villages in Adan. This is how it is then. Every Asafotufiami, Wechoyi, and other chiefs have their jurisdictions, which are towns and villages under the Adan state. Now, it is their responsibility to ensure that they see to the establishment of sustainable economic avenues for the youth and the adults of their various communities. What happens is that when you have a proactive chief who is vision-oriented, he sits with his elders and then the queen mothers and other adults in the community, including the youth leadership, to put together what we will put in our simple language as vision documents or that kind of thing, short term, mid term, long term. And as you collect data about the needs of the youth, you put together how you'll be able to collaborate with other stakeholders, especially government agencies and non-governmental agencies, to establish development opportunities for your people. This is done across Adan. So for instance, if one of the chiefs of these various communities like Adan for instance, is able to identify the needs of the youth, then he invites the MP of the area, Honorable Comfort Doyo Kujo Ganza. Then they sit at a table. Honorable, my people need employment. They need more sustainable jobs. How can you help? Then Honorable says, okay, we will use this percentage of the MP's common fund to establish a place for XYZ. We will put 10 people into sewing, 10 people into masonry, 10 people into carpentry, 10 people into auto engineering. I've just mentioned 4. So you have 40 people who are going to be gainfully employed through that avenue. That notwithstanding, they are able to put a few of them into groups, grant them interest-free loans, and they're able to establish themselves through shops and other income-generating activities. These things are happening around Adan, except that we don't have people who are ready to come and let the public know.
I find it very interesting. How often do you have such meetings with, for instance, the MP?
Well, for me, my leadership have had a number of meetings with her already. And as I speak, I can tell you the Kujagbe clan had given out land for this Norwegian company who are doing a greenhouse agriculture project around Jichokwe in Adan. We have also given out another portion of land to the district assembly. They are going to do the skill training following the Akosobo Dam spillage. We give them a place to get a rehab center. Now they are going to convert that into hands-on skill training for the youth. So they'll be doing a lot of things, including most of our young girls doing mailing and that like. So we have been having a country with the MP, and I believe same happens to the other leaders of the various clans. And at the end of the year, the Honorable MP meets Jeche and then informs Jeche about what she has achieved within a year through the collaboration of these chiefs and other traditional opinion leaders in the various communities. So it's ongoing.
That's great, because when we met last week for the interview, which was published in Monday's Graphic, you made an interesting point about the structure, the traditional structure. You talked about, okay, if I can just read, you said this article, you said Jeche as paramount chief, has chiefs in all the towns and villages of Ada, and they're all responsible and accountable to him because he is the overlord who ensures that peace that there's peace and unity and development. There's a system already in place, and it's not new, where the 10 clans of Adan have their Asafotufiami, Chemek, the commanders, the Wechoye, etc., the queen mothers. But you said, if for any reason, any chief, any queen mother, or any leader in the various communities, be it a village or a town, is not able to ensure that there is peace, unity, development, he or she is summoned to the paramountcy and is queried on the behavior or misbehavior, and through that we're able to ensure that local governance is well executed at the various levels in Adan. Now that's something that seems to describe some kind of level of discipline that exists in the traditional structures.
Yeah.
And maybe this is something that we don't find that level of accountability in the modern day governance. People feel that promises are made during election time. Many promises are made, but the delivery isn't there. Come another 4 years or another 8 years, the road that was promised hasn't been built, and so forth and so on. Do you think through these meetings, are they a new thing? How much can you actually impact on how government will spend its money? And also the DCEs, how do they come in? Because we have a system now where it's the president who appoints the DCEs, and the MP may be from an opposing party. How do they work together, and what is the role, do you see, for the traditional leaders in making that more effective collaboration?
All right, thank you. Let me start from the issue of discipline. You remember in the 87th edition of the Asafotufiami Festival, we had discipline of our forebears, a tool for sustainable development and unity, as a theme for the celebration of the festival. Mm-hmm. And during the festival, we cautioned the chiefs and people of Adan, especially the youth, to desist from abusing the social media. A few guys went on social media. They had some discussions. They had some issues with 1 or 2 leaders, and unfortunately did not use the right language. At one of our recent meetings, the issue came up, and JJ summoned that they are brought before the traditional council. So they will be questioned on why they decide to behave that way, and the necessary punitive actions to be taken against them to serve as cautionary measures for the general public not to engage themselves in abusing the social media, and also to continue to remember that per our values, we continue to uphold in high esteem our leaders, we give them reference, and we ensure that we have a very collaborative system where we learn from the adults as they go. So that is in place. Now, back to the traditional leadership in collaboration with governance. What used to exist, which I believe is still, is that the leaders for the various political parties who are elevated to the offices of DCEs and MPs are members of the community. You can tell that from the word go, they need to get approval of their own people first. So as they nominate them at the various political party at a primary level, they are presented to the traditional council.
Is that so?
And JCHE is aware.
Uh-huh.
And approval is given. They need to get the blessings of JCHE and the chiefs before they are able to excel. Otherwise, you can tell for a fact that if for any reason a political party is able to come up with somebody we see not to have moral standards, not to have a good qualities that the youth will emulate, it wouldn't be good for such a person to become a leader. So I can tell you for a fact that Honorable Doyo, the MP, Honorable Sarah Dubaki Pobi, Honorable Kwankpa, the DCE for Sege, are all people from the community. We have testimonies to give about their lifestyles. We find them wealthy, and we believe that they will be able to discharge the responsibilities given to them before they are put there. Now, when you come to office as the district chief executive or the member of parliament or whoever, you must remember that you came out of the people of Adan. The development, sustenance of peace and unity of Adan should be, and I believe that is what they all have on their tables, number 1 priority. You cannot become the DCE and you forgo the development of Adan. You cannot become the MP and forgo the development of Adan. What I know, which used to happen, and I've been witness to that, is that there is a regular meeting between the DCE and JCHE and the traditional council. Same applies to the MP And on a few that I have participated, it is about how do we ensure that there is development in Adan? How do we ensure that the youth of Adan are engaged gainfully so that they will not be found engaging themselves in social vices? And I can tell you, Honorable Comfort Doyoguzu Ganza has seen to supporting majority of the youth and rural folks to be self-sustaining, engaging themselves in gainfully employed activities till now. And the DCE, you cannot talk about that. She did a lot. Over the period of 8 years in office, I have read from her achievement book the number of contributions she made towards development of Adan. We believe that such collaborations, be them from different political backgrounds, but if they are able to collaborate with the traditional council, the traditional leaders of the various towns and communities, I believe that's the best we can do to support the development of Adan.
And does it make any difference to you which party comes and goes? Okay, so here we have a traditional area where the paramount chief has been there for 47 years, as you just said. We also have, it also happens to be a stronghold of one of the two big parties. That's a fact. We all know that Adan now used to be a CPP heartland, but is now an NDC stronghold. And we credit that, that's usually credited to the influence of J.J. Rawlings after he brought electricity and water to the area. So what difference does it make who's in, which party it is who controls the MP or the DCE? How does it affect the traditional council?
Truly speaking, irrespective of your political background, we do not expect that it affects the development of the chiefs or people of Adan. One way or the other, we can talk about issue of numbers. Normally, when the governing party has the same member of parliament, you see that development thrives. But when you have the sitting MP in an opposing political party, like we currently have, they are doing their very best. But it doesn't move so swiftly like when you have the same, the MP with the same government. Mm-hmm. For Adan, I can say that during the days of the NDC, when you have the president or government in power with the same as the MP, development is a little on a higher speed as opposed to where you have the MP and then the DCE in two different political parties.
Because they can sabotage each other.
Well, it is not about the issue of that sabotage, no. It is about the issue of agreeing and disagreeing on strategic development plans or visions.
Okay.
For instance, if the political party currently in governance wants to move towards a particular direction, for various reasons I cannot explain, and the MP on the other side also has different vision towards the same area, it borders on as to whether they are able to sit down to agree or disagree to the same course. And that is what brings about the delay. Okay. Otherwise, with the same group of people coming from the same state, we expect them to come together, come to the JCHE and the chiefs of the traditional council and support the worthy cause.
And I think on that question, we talked about, you know, Ada as NDC because Ada people love JJ because he brought water and electricity. But interestingly, in JCHE's speech at this year's Asafotu, in JCHE's speech, all his achievements are listed as those very same things that we credit to J.J. Rawlings. Is this, does this sort of reinforce the point you're just making, that if you have a presidency that is in keeping with the MP and the views of the wishes of the people, development moves faster? Is that how come we can have two different people credited for the same work? How closely did they work together, for example?
You know, as humans, when we go out there to do work, we want to be credited for our achievements, which is normal.
Right. Yeah.
So when the DCE and his political party is able to bring development to the people, she is free to enlist them, and then we celebrate the achievements. The same happens to the member of parliament. Now, we expect the two of them to complement each other's effort because for the two of them, they have a common goal. sustaining the development of Adan, and ensuring there is peace and unity for the people. So what happens is that for JCHE, as the traditional overlord, whether it is coming from the NDC or is coming from the NPP, we, the traditional leaders, are indifferent to the political coloration. So whoever brings development of Adan to us, we are always ready to support. We do not have any stand. We do not have any hindrance whatsoever. We are ready, ever ready to work with whoever comes. So what you read as achievements from JCHE's speech is credited to the various leaders of Adan, be the person, the DCE in one political party or the MP in a different political party. The two of them are supporting development to Adan, and JCHE, be indifferent to political parties, has every cause to say we celebrate the achievements of these people towards Adan. And JCHE, we always want to ask all of them to continue to think of Adan first, thinking of the development of Adan, supporting the education, the health needs, and infrastructure for the youth and people of Adan. And we will credit whoever is able to deliver to whichever of the achievements to the person.
Very good. And final question, Nene Pediato. So beyond saying that, yes, the MP has done well, she's done all these projects, the DCA has also done well, she's done all these projects. Let's say if we all agree the litmus test of how well Adan is doing in development is going to be, are there jobs for the youth? What can the traditional council, if you decide that actually this is really it, this is what will determine whether we're developing or not, what can the traditional council do to influence politicians to all come around together and say, how are we going to create these jobs for the youth of Ghana? Of Adan and Ghana.
This is what JCHE would wish for the chiefs and people of Adan. Whoever comes into political office should come to JCHE and the Adan Traditional Council. Can we have a roundtable dialogue? What do you have on your file? And what do we also have as traditional leaders of Adan? Where are the similarities and differences? Which of them are easily executable? So we can say we break your strategic development plans into immediate, short-term, mid-term, and long-term, so that if you are able to start something and you are not able to continue as a result of political change of government, the one who comes into office will be able to support the development of such projects, because in Ghana, we are very unlucky to see to the continuation of projects started by political party A when political party B comes into office.
It's abandoned.
For JCHE and the chiefs of Adan, today we are about to see an election come December. We know the sitting MP is of NDC background. The DCE, the two DCEs are of Neo-Patriotic Party background. If we are able to sit down with them, this is the data we have gathered from Adan as being the needs of the youth and the adults of the community. Can we break them into what we call Adan State Development Agenda? If we have Adan State Development Agenda and we all agree, irrespective of your political differences, that this is the way to go to see to the development of Adan State, irrespective of whoever comes into political office, the person needs to collaborate with the Adan Traditional Council and the traditional leaders of the various towns and villages. We execute a simple plan, which we all agree will lead to the development of Adan. Be the age difference, the youth, the children, or the adults, our common goal is see to the development of Adan. It can be in the area of education, area of health, area of youth skill training, infrastructure, tourism, agriculture, and name them. Our objective is that come to see Adan in the next 5 years as a short-term agenda. We are able to put in place item A, item B, and the youth and the people of Adan will testify that the collaboration between the chiefs and people of Adan and the political leadership still exists, and will continue to herald that.
On that very high and very inspiring note, and is that a proposal we can hold you to, Nene Pediato? We're going to hold you to that proposal. Thank you for inspiring us today with that. Thank you for joining us in the studio. We're most grateful to you.
I am also very grateful for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of JCHE. JCHE Nene Abraham Kabo Akwanku expresses his sincere appreciation to you for giving us the opportunity to talk about the chiefs and people of Adan. We are grateful.
Warmly grateful to you too.
Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of today's Your Ghana, My Ghana show. Can the firing of Asafotu muskets truly spark development? It's clear that collaboration and creative problem solving are key. So thank you for joining us today. Our guest today has been Nene Chachu Pediato V, Asafotufiami of Kudrabe clan in the Ada traditional area, and I am Dede and Manuel Wilkes. Don't forget to hit subscribe on our Graphic Online TV YouTube channel and hope to see you again next time.
For more news, please visit our website graphic.com.gh or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH.
Subscribe now.